everyone, welcome back to Caden TGM. It's Mark again. This is about DVRs for gold recovery and dollars, etc., etc. We'll start over here. This was the case that it was in. Blibbity blobbity bloop. This is a piece of irony stainless, and that's a piece of plastic recycled. And that's just a plain piece of shredder steel. And DVRs, there is a hard drive. There is gold on a hard drive, but I quit taking hard drives apart just because, I mean, even the ribbon wire piece there has some gold on it. Because for the amount of gold in it, it's cheap. You get a better return on your dollar if you just take them to the scrapyard, if you have one in your area that will buy them. Some of the platters in here have platinum, some of them don't. I forget the way that you tell, but there's a way that you can tell whether they have platinum or not. And when you're dealing with platinum, you're risking platinosis, which is a lifelong condition that will give you the shakes for the rest of your life. Obviously, we had a little bit of wire, very little. And there will be a cord with it there, you know, cut the plugs off, and you got insulated wire for the scrapyard. You have a couple of these contacts here that came off this solder wire. These do have gold in them. One day I'll show you an easy way to pop those open and snip those little pins. There was 3 of them in this. Right here is a tactile switch. Forgive me for the lighting, this is at work again. 1 tactile switch, that's all. There was a USB port, which will have gold in the pins there. 4 pins there. You got this little board, you got a chip and a crystal oscillator, and a couple of these little boogers. They have silver in them. I snip them when I have the time. You got your power board. Transformer, of course. These little boogers got some silver in them. There's a bigger one. That's insulated wire on, you know, I'll think of it in a minute. Something. But there's a spool of copper right there. It's really easy to get. This, take a magnet. That is aluminum, so you got aluminum there. Basically it, simple power board. Maybe an MLCC or something on the back of it, but I don't see one. There was this piece of copper. It was attached to the front plate somehow. Right here, that's just a little water here. Right here, this is a gold wire, gold on the end of this wire. Take that off, cut it loose, and the point at which that it hooked up to, also gold. Not a lot else on this board really to get. There's a couple of MLCCs of a fair size, but on the other side there are some LEDs. This lighting is terrible. I just put this together real quick. These small LEDs right here, they contain gold, and that little LED right there contains some silver. But following this wire over to the main board, same thing, gold there. Cut that off, and the contact point also has gold. Right here, that's where your card slides in. That is aluminum. And then there's gold pins right there. Move over here. I've already popped this loose. Not much in there. There is a crystal oscillator. That's irony stainless, no big deal. There's actually 2 in there. Got a gold tip chip here. Like I said, there's copper in there, but it's not really worth going for. Some of these boogers here. Now, you're gonna have gold in the HDMI hookup, the Ethernet, the 2 USBs, and then the phone cord that would hook in. There's gold on those. And if I can do this with one hand real quick, this is extruded aluminum. Turn this. We'll look at the chip that's underneath. There'll be a decent chip under that, and that right there, that coating on that chip is copper. Almost always copper. If you'll tear it a little bit, you'll notice. But you've got chips and MLCCs and stuff like that on it. It's not a whole lot. Basically a mid-grade board if you want to sell it. There are some decent MLCCs on the back of it. Another chip over there. Not a whole lot, but like I said, this is for people who have trouble finding things with gold in them. Now these right here, they are copper spools. If I can do this, give me just a second to get my pliers right. There's a way I do this. It's iron ferrite. That was the word that I was looking for earlier. I just crack the iron ferrite and pull the copper out. And you got some decent copper under there. Number 2 copper. Not a whole lot. There's another crystal oscillator. So that is 3 that I see on the board. Basically a mid-grade board. But if you want a little gold here, some chips, blah, blah, blah. And some copper in these boogers. I almost always take the copper because it's too easy not to. See? You just crack it, but don't squeeze all the way through. And you got some copper to play with. Make a little money on it. I almost always take that off. But that's it. Basically, DVR is for gold recovery. Not a whole lot, but I appreciate everyone watching. Thank you very much. Please comment, like, share, subscribe. Please subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one. Thanks and have a great day.